Rhode Island, 1970. Sitting cross-legged on top of the wooden picnic table, Tim takes a pull from a pint bottle of Bacardi. "This tastes like crap," he says. "I left in a hurry," Bill says. "I grabbed what I could." "Since when do your parents drink rum?" Tim asks. Usually when they break into Bill's parents' liquor cabinet, they get Seagrams, Johnny Walker, Teachers. "Since they got back from Jamaica," Bill says. He's sitting down on the bench and holds his hand out for the bottle. Tim passes it down to him, looks at Bill's black eye, puffy and getting purple. His jaw looks swollen, too. His old man really did a job on him this time. Bill takes a hit, winces as the glass touches his cut lip, then asks, "Where is he?" "Charlie's always late," Tim says. Hard to keep exact times anyway when they all hitchhike everywhere. You never know when you're going to get a ride or how far it's going to take you. They're sitting in Potter's Woods, a tiny park with a picnic table and a swing set along the back road from the town to the university. The park gives way to a mixed pine and oak forest, all second growth with thick tangles of briars. Beyond that is a swamp that goes on for miles. "You think we really need him?" Bill asks. "Maybe," Tim says. Charlie's big, a lot bigger than any of them, including Wayne. Dennis sure as shit isn't going to be any help. Dennis is lying out under the table. Nodded out shortly after they dragged him from his usual spot under a tree on campus because they were afraid the cops would find him. Cops like to hassle Dennis because he has hair down to his waist, a beard, and he keeps this little canvas bag draped over his shoulder where he carries his brushes, a pad, some paint, and lately his fixings: needle, syringe, tin foil, and a lighter. Tim thinks it's stupid to be so out there like that. The cops hate hippies. So do the fishermen and the business types who run the town. There's no point in antagonizing them, or the jocks at school for that matter. Tim, he flies under the radar. His hair is just down to his ears. He looks totally straight, talks straight, doesn't do any drugs, not even grass. Drinks like a fish, but hell, these days they catch you drinking instead of doping, they practically pin a medal on your chest. Drugs are different, so if the cops found Dennis with a balloon of smack or his works in that bag, they'd put him under the jail. He's going to be 18 soon, an adult, and they'd send him away for 20 years. And Dennis wouldn't survive in prison. He'd be the gang rape du jour. Tim maybe would make it through because he knows a few of the wise guys, but he's not eager to test it. He's still 17, so he'd go to juvie, but he's heard about kids getting raped there, too. So tonight has to go right. And now Dennis is junkie-stoned and won't be any help at all. Tim loves him anyway. Dennis is an artist. The guy can really paint, does this beautiful art, and on the increasingly rare occasions when he isn't high, he's sharp and funny. So they look after him. Tim has a little credibility with the jocks because he plays some pond hockey, so he can get between them and Dennis when they want to beat the shit out of him for being a freak. Those are the divisions at the high school. You have the jocks, the freaks, and the straights. Tim sort of straddles them all. He looks straight, gets along with the jocks, hangs out mostly with the freaks. Like Dennis, who goes beyond freakdom with his heroin, because the freaks go for grass and maybe sometimes some acid. They don't like Dennis's heroin thing. The needles scare them. Dennis thinks they're pussies. "If you're going to do something," he says, "do it to the max. Do it for real. Do life or death." "That's just Dennis talking shit," Bill said, amused.